Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, Mr. President, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I accept this Nobel Peace Prize on behalf of the WWF and of all the organizations that share our cause of preserving and protecting the precious few animals of endangered species we have left. There are 5,689 endangered species around the world today, some more than others, but all in desperate need of help. The fight for the preservation of wildlife is not without its dangers, though. In 2006, 24 of my colleagues and several dignitaries lost their lives in a helicopter crash in the mountains off Nepal on their way back from a conference discussing animal protection in the mountains of Nepal and other surrounding countries. This crash was so brutal that very few bodies were found. The rest were mutilated beyond recognition. This was a terrible loss for both me personally and for our cause.
What I don't understand is why am I given this award for fighting to protect some of the most beautiful animals in the world by the very people who have them made into fur coats. It seems that the more rare the animal that was killed to make it, the bigger the price tag and the better status for owning it. Even though I'm thankful for being given this honor for protecting these animals, it troubles me that some people in this room may go out and buy a product that has to do with these endangered animals.
There are some actions to this crisis that can be taken today. Overseas, there is excessive illegal whaling that there is support for, but they need help. I propose that we send Coast Guard or small Navy ships along with these anti-whaling boats so that when they do catch them in the act, they can arrest them and to help put a stop to this serious dilemma.
There are many wildlife reserves today that protect these endangered animals and their habitats. But those reserves are getting smaller and fewer in numbers due to the land development. There are legal groups that gather to discuss laws that support animal conservation. The largest of which being the United States Conservation of International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, also known as CITES for short. CITES gathers once every 3 years to make decisions that have serious impact on international laws and policies toward the protection of endangered species. Today, my WWF is working on a 4-year project started in 2012 in which we protect and help develop new snow leopard habitats. There are countless organizations and charities that work towards fighting for these animals. Giving support and funding these companies can help keep our precious wildlife safe.
There needs to be stronger laws against the hunting and killing of these animals. There are reserves, yes, and yet there are always stories of how hunters have snuck into these reserves to bag their big kills and bring some of these species to the brink of extinction. Scientists have shown that today the extinction rate is 1,000 times higher than the national extinction rate, and that's than the natural extinction rate, and that increase is only since the beginning of the 20th century. There needs to be more precautions taken to ensure endangered species safety.
Wildlife habitat preservation is my company's focus, but it's not the only problem. One of the biggest things that affects not only wildlife but millions and millions of people in third world countries is water usage. Every morning late between the production of the cup, coffee, beans, milk, and latte. Cup of coffee, beans, milk, and the drinks itself takes a astounding 50 liters of water to produce. Now thinking of all the people who have a latte or coffee every single morning where taking more than a billion gallons of water used every year just in the coffee business. There are many problems like these in this crazy world we live in. But if we all put in a little effort toward the right causes, we can fix even the worst of problems.
I accept this Nobel Peace Prize on behalf of the WWF and of those who still care for every species, no matter how small their numbers may be. I encourage everyone, from the rich to the poor, from those who have it all to those who have almost nothing, to think of what you can do, not just to help the precious animals that walk it, but our precious earth as well. We share this world. Let us all help to care for it.